it's unbelievable to come back here finally. You know, I've been in America for pretty much 9 out of the 10 months of this year. It's great to come back, see all the Jags fans, and just how loyal they are, because there's a lot of them out in the UK. So you know, us players love coming out here and being able to you know, play in front of them and you know, see that support that they've given us. Yes, it's been great. You know, the transition from the very start was tough. You know, completely diving into a different sport is obviously not an easy, you know, task to do, but you know, this is what I wanted, and I'm chasing the dream of mine. So you know, I'm gonna try and do it with, you know, the excitement that, you know, I bring to training every single day.
Do you think you're happier now chasing the NFL dream than as you were as a rugby player?
I mean, it's two different things. You know, now I'm here, I get to work hard and train all the skills that's needed for me to be in the team. You know, being a rugby player and wanting to play in the NFL, you know, I knew that I had to do a lot in rugby to be able to get the opportunity to do this. So, you know, when I was playing rugby, my full focus was on rugby, but in the back of my head, I knew that, you know, this was a massive dream of mine and, you know, one that I wanted to chase. And now we're here today. You know, I'm on the Jacksonville Jaguars and, you know, I'm loving every single moment of it.
How have you found this whole experience? Obviously, yesterday we saw with Prince William, our own Phoebe Schechter as well. Was that another reach me moment in your NFL journey that you're an ambassador for the NFL at days like that of the foundation?
Yeah, it's amazing. And obviously you get to see, you know, all the kids, you know, growing up loving this sport, loving football, loving flag football, you know, and there's an opportunity for them to learn the game at a young age, which unfortunately I didn't really have back when I was growing up, but now it's great to have it now, yeah.
Louis, do you feel like you're close to getting onto the roster, getting into a game?
I mean, I'm just working hard every day to try and do what I can do to get an opportunity, and you know, whenever that comes, then I'm going to try and take it with both hands. But for me, it's just about learning every day, and you know, learning from my teammates, learning from coaches, and just doing the little things right, the little details, learning the playbook. Obviously, you know, joining a different team first week of the season, you know, it's going to take a little bit to adjust and adapt to things, but you know, I'm learning really quick, and you know, I'm working hard every single day.
What was that transition from Kansas City to Jacksonville like for you? How did you find that experience?
I mean, it was pretty tough because, you know, I was just starting to get the hang of one playbook, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to learn a completely different one. But you know, I'm loving every moment being in this league, and you know, the opportunity that Jacksonville Jaguars have given me is one that I'll never forget. And you know, I'm working hard every single day to continue to learn this playbook, and you know, work hard every single day to learn playing receiver as well, which is quite big for me. You know, making that switch of position. So yeah, as I said, I'm loving every single day.
And are there any particular people in the receiver room that you're kind of feeding off to help you learn specifically?
I mean, everyone's so helpful in our receiver room, and we got some unbelievable receivers that, you know, some that are, you know, great at reading defenses, some that are amazing at running routes. You know, we got the best of both worlds in our room. So you know, obviously our coaches are unbelievable as well. We got Chad and Tat in there, so you know, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can from everyone.
And you were actually in the stands, right, at Tottenham last year, just as a fan watching the game?
Yeah, so it actually popped up on my memories on my phone. It said like a year ago today, we were watching, me and my brother who's in the back there, we were watching the Packers versus Giants. Just as a fan on the sideline, you know, hoping one day I'd be able to go out there and be a part of a team. And yeah, it's amazing to be here now.
At that time, were you thinking that this is something I want to go try?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been thinking it since I was a little kid. It's just the opportunities, you know, didn't arise back when I was growing up, but you know, now they did. You know, I'm loving being here.
Louis, we've heard you mention the playbook quite a few times today, but since you've started this NFL journey, can you give us an idea of how much learning the playbook consumes your week in terms of hours? Is it an entire day? How are you going home and studying the playbook while you're trying to get to sleep? What kind of is that experience like?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough experience. You know, obviously, you know, when I first joined the Chiefs, playing running back, you know, I was trying to obviously learn that playbook and learn that role, and you probably have to learn, you know, a lot less than you do if you're a receiver. You know, you need to know all the routes, you need to know all the concepts, all the formations. So, you know, when I joined the Jags, yeah, I mean, it's taken a lot of my time because I wanna try and learn this as quick as possible to be able to, you know, go out there and not have to think when I'm playing. I just want to be able to play fast and, you know, kind of know everything, you know, stepping up to the line. So I'd say it's taken up a lot of time, but you know, I'm here and I want to be here. So I know it's gonna take a lot to get an opportunity, but I know what I got to do, and I've got to just focus on the small details and then wait for an opportunity to come.
As much as it might have been difficult having to go from Kansas City to Jacksonville, is it almost a blessing in disguise that you've now seen two different playbooks, and has that helped your development? Do you think that even though it's quite overwhelming, you've seen two different coaches approach the game?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things for me was you know, finding a position that would suit me best, and you know, unfortunately it didn't work out at the Chiefs, and playing running back, we figured out that probably wasn't the best position for me. You know, coming here and the Jags giving me the opportunity to play receiver, and I feel like that position suits me a lot more. It allows me to use my speed a lot more than it did at running back. Just little things like that. So, you know, I'm so happy to be here, and you know, as I said, I'm loving it.
So you went from Kansas City to Jacksonville. Obviously, the weather in Florida is Florida. You come back to the UK. I'm from Cheltenham, so I know what the weather's like in Gloucester, where you played from.
Yeah.
From Wales, and you're from us. So, how does it feel in terms of a comfortability level to come back to the UK and have weather be grim?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I lived here my whole life, so I kind of knew this weather and what it was going to be coming back. But yeah, it's definitely a lot hotter in Florida. You know, just as I was adapting to the weather for the past month and a half that I was in Florida, you know, I come back here and it's grey skies and a bit cold. But yeah, as I said, I'm used to this. You know, I've lived here for 22 years of my life, 23 years of my life. So yeah, it's nice to be back though. It feels, you know, just being back in the UK feels like home, and although we're only here for a short period of time, it feels nice to come back before, you know, we leave on Sunday.
Have you heard from any other kind of young top rugby players who are maybe interested in American football?
Yeah, most definitely. I've had a load of messages from players asking how the journey's been, how the transition's been, and you know, I think that you're going to see a lot more, you know, rugby players come on the journey that, you know, I've gone through, whether that's the international player pathway or the NFL academy, you know, going into a college in America and then going through that process. But yeah, I've definitely spoken to a few rugby players who have just asked for some advice, and you know, I'm just trying and be an inspiration for you know, young kids and people that wanted to play in this league that never got the opportunity to. But there's definitely a pathway for it.
Is there a sense of achievement in being that person that people can go to ask about that stuff?
I mean, I'm here to try and give as much advice as possible. You know, obviously it wasn't really an option, me growing up, being able to go straight into the NFL, so I kind of had to find a pathway that would allow me to do that, and that was, for me, the international player pathway. But, you know, the NFL academy back here especially, that's one that younger people can join, and then head into college in America and get that experience as well, and kind of compete with the players that, you know, are in all over the league now. So it's, you know, whatever advice I can give, then I'll try and do it to the best I can.
How have you found the increased limelight that comes with the NFL?
I mean, I try not to focus on you know, the social media aspect of it. I'm trying to focus on actually getting into a team and working hard for that team, and, you know, doing the best I can for that, because ultimately, you know, you don't get that limelight without playing well. So I know what I've got to do to, you know, try and get opportunities on the field, and I'm working hard every single day with the coaches, with my teammates to try and make that happen.